let's take a look at our top selections for Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. It's the final New York Kentucky Derby prep. It's the prestigious Grade 2 $750,000 Wood Memorial. Let's take a peek at this field of three-year-olds getting set to go 1 1/8 miles. The four risk-taking for Chad Brown Mike has really blossomed since being given blinkers and being given the opportunity to stretch out to this 1 1/8 distance. He is the tepid 5-2 favorite on our colleague David Aragona's morning line.
Yeah, I do think he's the horse to beat in here, Dan. If nothing else, he has shown that more distance is exactly what he wanted. His last two races, both over course and distance, they're both very good efforts.
Do you agree with this Timeform US pace projector? It's a red bar situation. Timeform US believes the pace will be fast. Candyman Rocket, the winner of the Sam F. Davis 2 starts back, projected to be on the lead. Gotham upset winner Wayburn can be close as well.
He can be close. I never believe it when they project fast paces, especially in New York, Dan, because they just don't happen that often. We'll see what happens. I suppose it could be fast, but I'd be surprised.
Trying to win one for the home team is the number 1 Brooklyn Strong, a New York bred son of Wicked Strong, who had a very nice 2-year-old campaign, culminating in this victory in the Grade 2 Remsen at 1 1/8 miles over Sloppy Going. He went after this horse 10 for 10 in earnest on the turn, Mike, and he just continues to grind that one down despite being herded out a bit in the stretch. 94 buyer for a 2-year-old is nothing to sneeze at. The problem is that they wanted to run Brooklyn Strong in the Withers, and he came up with an illness and was forced to miss that race. Then there was some weather issues, and he missed the Gotham. So here he is off of a lengthy layoff.
Yeah, I suppose the layoff could be something of a concern, Dan, but there's nothing to knock about the source. He had a really good 2-year-old campaign, 3 for 3, routing on dirt last year. Obviously capped it off with that big win in the Remsen. Known Agenda was 8+ lengths behind him. He's now a Florida Derby winner. I mean, this horse ran really, really well last time. And based off the figures, he doesn't even really have to improve that much to contend here.
The 2 is Crowded Trade. Chad Brown, of course, says the morning line favorite risk-taking. He has Crowded Trade. Check out this formulator fact for Chad. 3-year-old dirt routers making their 3rd lifetime start, 6 for the last 10, a positive ROI. This horse looked like a winner at the 3/16 pole in the Gotham. He got right outside long shot Wayburn. It looked like he was going to go right by, and maybe he just showed a bit of greenness and he hung a bit in the stretch.
He might have, Dan. He ran really well last time, and it was a nice step forward. This is a horse, speaking of greenness, go back and watch his career debut. I mean, he had no idea what he was doing early in there, but he really leveled off with a good run to win that race. I thought he ran really well last time to just miss. Who knows how far he wants to go. He's got to stretch out here, Dan, but if he can handle it, he's going to be very tough in here.
The number 3, Bourbonic, a Calumet Farm homebred by Bernardini, needed to drop into a $50,000 maiden cellar to graduate, but he won his subsequent start. Just didn't see the excuse last time out at Parks, going 2 turns on dirt for the first time when beaten by Market Maven.
Yeah, I didn't see the excuse either. It was a wet track. He did get bumped at the start in there, and Market Maven wired the field. This horse ran fine, Dan, but fine's not going to cut it in the wood. He's just going to have to take a pretty big step forward here.
Risk-taking, the number 4, the winner of the Withers again. He's done nothing wrong since being stretched out to 1 1/8 miles by Chad. He beat 2 minor next out winners in this race, and he just has the right running style. I think he can adapt to any pace scenario.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I like about him. He's pretty handy, especially since they stretched him out in distance. When you watch his career debut sprinting, Dan, you could tell he wanted no part of 6 furlongs. It's just too short for him. Really improved in his last 2 starts. Again, he's a 2-time winner. Going this distance. You don't have to worry about that. He's going to get the right trip in here. I just feel there's a lot to like about him. I think he's the horse to beat.
Another horse, no issues with distance. Let's watch Dynamic One's maiden victory at Aqueduct last month, going 1 1/8 miles, got right up close to a very slow pace. But I do like the way he strides out in the stretch. He wins very easily. 79 buyer speed figure. It's something to build on. I just think he's one of those late developing types. They've always thought a lot of him. He spent a lot of money on him as a yearling, Pletcher, $725.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money. He's a really nice pedigree, Dan. This is a big Phipps female family, so it's not surprising that they would have paid for it. I think if you like this horse, and I kind of like him, I don't think you like him off that race we just watched, Dan. He got the job done there. It wasn't a very strong field. He sat right up close, and he won very easily. I think you like him maybe based off what he did down at Gulfstream when they stretched him out. In particular, I think anyway, his second career start, just hung out wide the entire way, took that race over. Greatest honor, finally ran him down, but he made that horse work a little bit. And then once again, when he came back in January, just hung out to dry from a tough post. I feel like the trip might have worked against him too bad.
Prevalence, the number 6. There is a ton of buzz surrounding the son of Medaglia d'Oro. He dominated maidens in his debut sprinting. He paid a big price going 7/8 of a mile. They wanted to run him in one of the major stakes races. He got sick, so Brendan Walsh went to plan B. First start against winners, the race we're going to show you now. Slight stretch out in distance to a one-turn mile. This race more of the workmanlike variety than anything else, but I thought it was a solid enough performance. Yes, he has to stretch out now around 2 turns, but he has the pedigree and he can be close to the pace. The sky could be the limit for this one.
Yeah, it really could be. This is a nice test for this horse. And it's, just the fact that he ships up here to run in this race makes the Wood just that much more interesting. We'll see what he does. Really impressive first time out. I guess he was impressive again last time, Dan, although I kind of agree with you. It was a little more workmanlike in that performance as he sat off the pace a little bit in there. The horse that finished second to him came back and was absolutely nowhere in the Florida Derby last week. So, we'll see. This is a nice test for this horse who could be pretty good.
Which Candyman rocket will show up in the Wood? The one that won the Sam F. Davis 2 starts back with a solid number, or the one that just didn't show up in the Tampa Bay Derby? The Sam F. Davis, the victory that a lot of folks are going to be concentrating on, it's kind of a fast early, very slow late race. I question the horses coming out of Tampa Bay this winter.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, so far they haven't really lived up to expectations. I don't want to knock this horse too much, Dan. His first 2 wins on dirt, I thought he ran pretty well in both of those races. His Tampa Bay Derby has to be a pretty big concern. There was a little bit of traffic early in that race for him. He didn't break sharply from the gate. I thought he was in a little bit of traffic around the first turn, but other than that, he got a perfectly good trip and didn't run.
I'm expecting Trevor McCarthy to be aggressive aboard the 8 Wayburn, game winner of the Grade 3 Gotham in his first start as a 3-year-old. Let's watch that one-turn mile. He sat just off the pace. He turns into the stretch. He is confronted from his outside by the 3-wide bid of Crowded Trade. He's on his wrong lead, and it looks like Wayburn at 46-1 is going to settle for a minor award, but give this horse credit. He is going to roar back along the inside to get his nose down, and this race earned him a fig.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, he ran well in here, Dan. He finally changed his lead there at the 16th pole, and it allowed him to fight back and get the job done. We'll see if he can back it up. He's going to have to back it up. He's going to have to do that as he stretches out again in distance, although he certainly has the pedigree to go long, so I guess I wouldn't worry too much about that. We'll see. I was sort of against him in here, Dan, but I'm not going to be surprised if he runs well again.
I won't be surprised if the parks-based connections of the 9 Market Maven are very aggressive leaving the gate with this horse, because they've utilized run-and-gun tactics, and it's worked out very well in their last 2 races, including this start. First time against winners, first time against open company for the Pennsylvania bred, and Market Maven went fast early. You see Bourbonic on the outside going to move into second, and Market Maven just keeps on going. He has to find a lot from a buyer's standpoint as he steps way up in class.
That's true. I mean, this is the time of year for these horses to take steps forward, though, so it's not impossible. He was kept honest on the pace in here. Never really gave this field a chance, though. I also felt like he ran really well, too, back then. He had a horse take a big run at him on the lead in there, turned him away, went clear to the wire. This horse is pretty good, but this is a tough spot.
Top pick time for the Grade 2 Wood Memorial. You're going with Dynamic One, the beautifully bred son of Union Rags, maybe a little bit dirtied up prior to his last race, and then took the step forward, going 1 1/8 last time out. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where they place him in the early part of the race. I think he's adaptable.
Yeah, I do too. We'll see how good he is, Dan. This is a good test for this horse. I wanted to pick to put your horse on top as well. I think Brooklyn Strong's very interested in here. I had it down to the 1, 4, and 5. Dynamic One's going to be the price in this race, though. I still think there's a chance this horse is pretty good. I'm going to try him.
I'm curious to see how Brooklyn Strong comes back off the layoff. I really like the honest efforts he showed as a 2-year-old. But again, he has to go 9 furlongs off a layoff. That's not easy. 6-1 on the morning line, I think, is fair for his ability. 1-8-2-6 for me, 5-4-1-6 for Mike in the Grade 2 Wood Memorial. Good luck.